When you look back on this year, where were you? I mean, how many gigs did you book? Did you achieve your goals? Did you get the amount of gigs you thought you were going to get? Did you stay the same? What happened this year?
How'd you do that?
I see that success is not something you pursue. It is something you are.
Here's the thing, you've heard it a million times, set your goals, set your targets, but where were you this year? I mean, did you, I'm assuming that you actually set up your goals. I'm assuming that you said, here's what's going to happen in my speaking business. And you did this maybe a year ago. I mean, maybe last year, a few months ago, whenever you did it, maybe you set up all these goals, but did you accomplish them? Did you make them happen? We're going to talk about setting up your goals for the upcoming year because if you set it up right, then you'll be able to accomplish it. It's a lot easier to actually get things done and to get on stages. And this is one of the main reasons why I get on stages, simply because I know everything that I need to do in order to get on stages. And when you know everything that you need to do to get on stages, it's a million times easier to actually get on stages. So the first thing that you have to do is you have to set a very clear target, a very clear goal. And by clear, I mean something like, I want to do 52 gigs this year, which means 1 gig per month. So that's the first thing that you got to set up. And in terms of how much is that going to make you? So are you going to charge $5,000 for a gig? I mean, what are you going to charge in order to actually speak at events? And then you want to sit there and you want to think, okay, how many people do I have to contact in order to make that happen? And how many people do I have to contact every day, every week, every month in order to make this happen? And you're going to break this down, and you're going to break it down based on what you did previously. So if you know that for every, let's say 100 person you contact, you end up getting X number who call you back, or X number who send you an email back, X number who then hire you based on that. If you know for every 100 you get one person to hire you, well now, okay, you need to make at least 100 calls or send 100 emails every single week because you'll get that one person to hire you. So when you break it down, you're much more likely to get hired because you know what targets you need to reach every single week, every single day. And what's the key activity that's actually going to get you to that goal? The key activity, it really depends on what your strategy is. If you have an inbound marketing strategy, then it's going to be a little bit different than an outbound strategy. But it always, well, almost always depends on the leads, generating leads. In an outbound strategy, it's more about, okay, the key activity is you sending out emails. In an inbound strategy, the key activity might be, well, the key activity is creating content in terms of it could be video, podcasts, written blog posts, whatever you prefer. But you need to think in terms of which key activity is actually going to generate these leads. Now you want to go to your calendar, and once you know that goal, that specific target, now you want to go to the calendar and plot everything out. I mean, literally everything for the entire year. And I go more in detail about this in one of the platform videos, but basically I plot everything out for the entire year. That way I know everything that I need to do. I mean, when you look at my calendar, if you were to see my calendar, you would see, okay, these are the days for the Speaking Lifestyle blog post. And I have an entire year planned out for the days of the blog posts and everything. You'll see here's the days of the blog post, here's the days of the prospecting, here's the days of this, and obviously the days of the gigs that have already been booked. But you'll see all of this plotted in there, and that's what you have to do. And what this does is if you see everything that's plotted in there, well, now you know, okay, for February, I'm going to be creating 11 videos, and you know that. So once you spend one day and you create all those 11 videos, and then bam, you schedule all those and you're done for creating the content for February. So when you plot everything out, it gives you this bird's eye view in terms of everything that you need to do, everything that you need to accomplish to get the things done in your business. Ultimately, what you're doing is you're taking the unpredictability out of your business. So most speakers, they don't get gigs because they don't know what they're doing every single day. I mean, when you wake up and you know, okay, I got to create 10 videos today for February, 11 videos for February, whatever it is. When you wake up and you know this, think about how that changes what you do versus when you wake up and you're like, I wonder what I should do today. I wonder how to get gigs today. It does something to you internally when you know everything you need to do. And that's why you need to start planning more and getting everything done to where it's like, I know everything I'm doing for January, February, March. You know everything. And then it just comes down to you executing, because I know a lot of speakers out there, they're like, oh, I know this, no, it's nothing new, blah, blah, blah. But it's almost like someone saying, in order to play basketball, you have to know how to shoot the ball. And someone's like, yeah, I know that. I know I got to shoot. I know I got to do a layup. But that doesn't mean you can play like Michael Jordan. So everything comes down to execution. Now's your time. I mean, you're either going to do this or you're not. So now's the time to do it. You either get things done or you don't. If you're in the same spot today as you were 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, something has to change. You can't sit there and keep saying, I'm going to do what I did tomorrow, a week ago, a month ago. Oh, I'm going to keep reading all these books. Oh, I'm going to keep doing all this stuff. And eventually something's going to change. You have to start changing now. Now's the time to do something different. Maybe you're not investing in yourself enough. Maybe you're trying to figure all this out as you go along, so you're not really doing all the right things and you're just wasting your time. Something is happening that you need to figure out and change. Now's the time to make things work. It can work if you do the right things. Getting on stages isn't hard. It's just different than what you're doing right now. You can get on stages. You can grow your business if you just know everything that you should be doing, and more importantly, everything that you shouldn't be doing. Now's the time to make things happen. Don't just sit here and watch these videos and say, oh, that's cool. How much content have you created this month? You know you should be contacting people. How many people have you contacted this month? You know that now you should actually create your entire year, plan out your entire year, but are you going to do it? Don't sit there and say, I know this stuff. You got to actually plan things out, work strategically, build your business. Now's the time to do it. You either do it or get out the game.